Hey everyone, welcome to Pouring Takes. I'm Charlie Van.
And I am Rayya, coming to you guys from the Thirsty Lion here in Addison, Texas. Look at us leaving the bubble again.
We are leaving our downtown Dallas area, and we're super excited to be here at the Thirsty Lion. First off, we want to thank you guys so much for having us. Already great hospitality. I've already been enjoying the great handcrafted cocktails.
I know you've been here for a minute.
I've been working in walking distance.
I was going to say, you need to tell me because I got to catch up. I'm clearly behind.
I know. Well, we have some time to do that because we got a lot to talk about where we're going to need some more of these craft cocktails.
R.I.P. my liver.
Well, after this weekend.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, the Thirsty Lion has 5 locations in the DFW Metroplex.
No way.
So if there's one by you, you definitely have to stop by. And just to let you a little background to know, too, the Thirsty Lion offers a scratch kitchen, craft cocktails, and beer. We love our cocktails and beer.
Well, I was going to say, even the kitchen, we got these chips and artichoke dips. Look, he's going to model
I'm
going to
go in because I got a chip on my shoulder after yesterday. I know. I have to drink. Anytime I say a pun.
You're so punny.
Ooh, that is good.
So what are you drinking?
I am drinking the Sazerac. You know me. I'm a whiskey, bourbon. What about you?
This is the Lion Lemonade. It's a vodka drink, and it's fruity, and it still tastes like it's summer.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Maybe not to the game result we want. We'll get into that in a second, but cheers to the Thirsty Lion.
Yes, thank you, Thirsty Lion, for having us.
But also, you were talking about the great food. They offer lunch. They offer dinner, weekend brunch. And you know we like our daily happy hours.
Yes, we do.
And those are every day, 3 to 6.
Every day, even Fridays. Look at that.
And their drink specials, by the way, are starting at $7.95. It's hard to beat that.
Definitely.
I may just be living over here. I mean, I work right near here.
Wouldn't hurt.
I mean,
be a good way to kill traffic.
They got nice benches. Like
I was gonna say, when you walked
I could sleep in.
They have so many TVs around here. Like we're gonna be watching Monday Night Football simultaneously throughout the show tonight. But there isn't a bad view in the house. Like we got 5 TVs to choose from right here.
5 TVs, and then if you're free on Tuesday nights, come stop by for trivia. 7 to 9.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So, but yes, we are here at Thirsty Lion. Once again, thank you guys for having us. It's going to be a fun time right now because it wasn't a fun Sunday.
And it was not a fun Sunday. Charlie, how are you feeling? I can tell you I feel hungover.
Yes. Well, you kept going.
I had a lot of emotions to process.
Yes.
Okay?
I was at the game yesterday. I'll tell you what, before we get into the game, Saints fans know how to have a good time. They literally had a parade raining on our parade that did not happen. That was supposed to happen by 6 points apparently. But they were respectful. I mean, they had every right, and it was actually a lot of fun watching them do their thing.
Yeah, even at the bar I was at, like the Saints fans were just having a good old time.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of aggression. There were no fights, nothing like that. They were just living their best life, living on top of the world. Because nothing to them is better than a Cowboys beatdown.
I think they have one of the better fan bases because win or lose, they are always partying. We've been to games or watch games with Saints fans, and they go crazy. Us, I mean, we don't even like winning sometimes. We're overly critical.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. So, once the game got out of hand, I just started focusing on myself.
Your own therapy
and the fun I'm gonna have for the rest of the day because I couldn't deal. And I made a mistake. I made a rookie mistake, guys. I chose to drink straight champagne. I showed up. There was a mimosa special. I had one mimosa, and I was like, you know what? Just don't give me the orange juice anymore. I'm just gonna pop these bottles, and I ended up drinking a whole lot of champagne.
Wait. This reminds me of a time in 2022,
Thank you.
a certain World Cup game, college football game, and Mavs game where I think we did pretty much that. We banned the orange juice and went champagne.
We were drinking champagne and doing green tea shots that day.
And then I was doing Jameson. So you can't say a mistake if you haven't learned from. Okay, let's say you haven't learned from your mistakes.
I said it was a rookie mistake. I own it.
Double rookie mistake.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's what we do when we're sad.
I mean, it's not the best way to deal with our Cowboys therapy, but it's a start. So let's get into it. Let's just rip this dang Band-Aid off. Let's start with this. Both of us absolutely missing on our shot takes.
Oh, yeah. Again, another week. But But this was by a wide margin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over here saying that 3 different receivers were going to have touchdowns. The only receiver that had a touchdown was CeeDee Lamb.
Yep. He was our only touchdown of the game.
Yep, only scoring 19 points, all the rest of them coming off the leg of Brandon Aubrey.
Hey, automatic Aubrey. I saw somebody in front of me wearing a jersey. I didn't know you could get an Aubrey jersey unless if it's custom, but it was autographed, which is awesome.
Oh, that's dope.
He deserves his jersey in every store, every route. Like, where is it? Because he is our only MVP right now.
He is the king of the kickers at the moment. The guy doesn't miss. I think he's made 13 straight from 50 yards plus.
He's engineered everyone perfectly.
That
I'll
he
drink
has.
'cause he is
yeah,
an
I know, because
engineer.
he's an engineer. But speaking of drinks, we have these lovely shots.
Oh, yes.
They look good.
So thank you to the wonderful bartenders here at Thirsty Lion. I came in, I was like, okay, we need a drink, well, a shot that represents how we feel about yesterday's Cowboys game. And they came up with, this is called Cowboys Tears.
That makes me so sad in itself, like all over again.
Which I've shed quite a few
Also,
yesterday.
why are these shots always so big?
Because that's how big of emotion we have right now. And you said rip the Band-Aid. I just have an open wound right now from this game.
All right, well,
Here we go.
Let's start the healing.
All right. That was a big shot. It had some rum, pineapple, blue carousel, our favorite.
These complement each other.
I know.
That was really good.
That was really good.
That was a big one.
I mean, it wiped away my tears.
No, I still got
You
tears.
still got tears.
Okay, so like I said, final score 44-19. Saints. Alvin Kamara was the hero of the day, scoring 4 touchdowns against us. What is your number one takeaway from Sunday?
Trash. No, I mean just sloppiness all around. No complimentary football drink. Dak said it first. It was just atrocious. Couldn't get anything going. Couldn't make any stops. I would have prayed for a stop. As you
I
mentioned,
don't think praying would have helped.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Statistically, if we don't score first, we're done. And I kind of right away, I was like, oh, this is like Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, like the playoff game, for
Did you
sure.
know our last home win was Detroit, December 30th?
Wow.
But another game we did not score. It's weird. We cannot be behind at halftime, and we have to score first. And the moment we deferred, I did not like that.
So my thing is, I got 2 points to make right off the bat, and we talked about this a little bit last week. Cowboys are terrible at noon games. I mean, I really.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Yeah.
We probably ask AI or pull the stat right now and say, what's their winning percentage when they have to play at noon in the last 4 seasons? I'm gonna tell you, it can't be that high.
They don't wake up.
They look like they're sleepwalking.
They need some cold brew, some Americana, some
A coach in their
Cuban
ass.
coffee. Yeah, they need someone who's an early riser. That wakes them up. I mean, it's almost like they went out partying with Jake Paul and because Jake Paul and Mike Tyson's a party, but
Yep,
or
they
they
were there.
watching the UT or the UFC with us. It's like they were at
they
Maple
could have
Landing
been.
with
They
us.
could have been drunk with us, but that's my first point. Is noon games for us have traditionally been awful. My second point is right off the bat, something was really fishy with this game plan.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Rico Dowell is the number one, is RB1 right now, but you're going to tell me you're only going to give Zeke 6 carries for the game? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, and then failed attempts with Deuce Vaughn, which that was just hard to watch.
Yeah, I didn't understand why they plugged him in there.
We thought Donald was hurt from the stands.
Yeah?
From the stand. Well, because he wasn't it. We're like, isn't he
I
number
thought
one?
Zeke was hurt going into the
Yeah.
game, which is why he didn't get touches. But look at this. Dak threw the ball 39 times.
Yeah.
There were 21 rush attempts for the team. 7 was the highest to Rico. We need
That's
to run the
pathetic.
ball.
Yeah, well, I mean, Saints clearly did. And so did Green
And
Bay
I
yesterday.
understand. When
50
you're
times.
behind, it's harder to run the ball. I
Yeah.
get that. But even those first couple drives, I just felt like it was such a cop-out. And again, they're forcing it to CD all over again.
Which is why that second interception happened. And what did we do well in the Browns game? We start off running the ball with
Yeah.
Zeke. And you
'Cause you're-
can't abandon that.
Because it's your complementary football, right? Your running
Drink.
game opens up your passing game.
Yeah, no. Well, and also the passing game.
Oh
was-
my God! Look, Jalen Brunson is on TV with
Oh,
Travis.
with Jason
Not
Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
Why did I think Travis?
I
I'm
mean,
so sorry.
man, Travis bounced around. At first, I thought that was an Eagles quarterback.
No, that's Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson is now
Okay, but,
playing with
like,
the
deadass, that man is
Philadelphia Eagles.
everywhere.
I know he is. Well, he's got some time on his hands. In the passing game really concerned me. Here's the thing. I'll say it again. Who's the guy you need to give extra reps to, and you do it like one or twice, but you always have success when you do those one or twice? Who?
Turpin.
No. But Turpin, Cooks. They abandoned from Cooks every time. They give him one or two plays, and they thought, let's go to Jalen Brooks, who can't catch. Tolbert, I will give Tolbert credit. He had some good, like, straight-to-the-chest catches, but they even abandoned from that as well. I didn't understand the whole passing game at all.
Yeah, I didn't either. And then the other thing that was super frustrating was our defense. I said, I expected Kamar running all over us. I think I did say that in the last episode. But I had confidence in our corners. And
Yeah.
now I just think we got played in Cleveland. Cleveland is just really, really bad, I guess.
But they were better yesterday, so they just weren't ready on. It's troublesome that Diggs was off because he was my shot take interception. Kalen Carson, actually, so shout out to security officer Justin at my office next door. He's a Saints fan. And I told him, I said, target, Kalen Carson. This is where we're going to see what Kalen Carson's made of. And they did. I mean, they exposed our quarterbacks. This is where you really miss Bland. This is where you miss Stephon Gilmore.
Also, how do you only get one sack on Derek Carr?
Oh, I
How?
know. Yeah, no. I mean, the whole D-line was not great.
No.
Tank was crickets. There was a couple of few in the beginning plays by Micah, but after that, lost in a deer in headlights. And that's where, you should, Zimmer, mix it up, spread it out.
Yeah, Micah. They got to move Micah around. They can't
Yeah.
keep him in the same position. I mean, he only
It's
had
boring.
three tackles for the game.
It's boring.
Nothing else.
He was also my shot take, too, 2 sacks.
Well, you know what? I really hope they can look at this and say, here are the things we need to improve on because we have Baltimore next. And
You got Derrick
Baltimore-
Henry?
Yeah, Baltimore's not going to be easy. And you
No.
have a running threat in Lamar.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to contain Lamar? Is that D-line going to be able to keep up with that speed and that mobility?
And a very desperate Ravens. They're more desperate than us just based on their schedule and what the North, being 0-2 like that. And they got to play the Bengals after,
And the
who
Bengals
should have won yesterday,
Yeah,
but
I
we'll
was
get
gonna
into
say,
that.
They looked good yesterday.
So they're going to come in, and because they know if they lose it, this is bad. It was really bad for the Ravens. Then we know that after that AFC Championship, something's up mentally.
Yeah, I mean, it is
Well,
what it
Let me ask you about this, right? Because there's going to be, if you had to rank, we've done this before, top maybe 4 or 5 blame,
My number one's Mike McCarthy.
Yes.
I posted it on my Instagram,
I'm fine
at
with that.
halftime.
You're the head coach.
I said, Dear Santa, get me a new head coach because I am tired of
Well,
this
you're
man
going to.
ruining my life.
Bobby Slovic, come on, Ben Johnson. Well, but
Do I need to go and do my little soapbox thing about how I want a young, hot coach again? Because I still haven't given up on that.
I mean, I think the hotness is that your first quality?
No, the young part. The young,
Young.
innovative, smart, someone. Because this is what's happening right now. You need to be innovative in this league. And Mike Zimmer, that guy too
Dude,
sucks.
that was
Mike
someone you
McCarthy.
brought right off the bench. Once
But
again,
I'm saying, the coaching is just so old school.
Yeah.
And the play calling is so exhausting.
well, and the thing is, okay, mind the looks of that. I will say, look at who was on the other side of offensive coordinator who made Derek Carr look like Tom Brady yesterday, and that's Clint Kubiak. And we've had issues with Kubiak because it's all part of the Shanahan tree, and that system we cannot figure out. But that's what we need. We need a system like that just throws people off. Detroit's done it well with Ben Johnson right now on offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm going to say, we have, versatile weapons. There's a lot you could be doing with Dak. There's a lot that you can be doing with Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
And I said Kavontae Turpin.
It's still.
Yeah.
Well, you're making Dak, and yes, this may be part of him a little bit, but I feel like sometimes you design it for him to be too conservative.
Yeah, you're afraid to let it just ride.
Yeah, and I'm one of those. I do support Dak, but I can be critical too. Not his best game, but that just kind of sometimes is him falling, which I want to see him break away from that. Just trust your instinct. When he went running, you could say he was going to try to go conservative. When he ran, he couldn't catch him.
Yep, you can't.
So, but it's just
And
Mike
he's hard to
McCarthy's one.
tackle. For the
He is
record,
hard.
he's a big boy.
Oh man, he almost took that sack and he didn't accept it. I was like, see, that's what. Don't accept the sacks. And I would say number 2, Mike Zimmer, defense, just non-existent.
Yep, that guy sucks. I'm going to say it again.
We might as not. This is. I turned to my dad, and then the couple next to Alex from who's been there as long as we have. I said, this is like the Mike Nolan 2020 defense.
Oh, the
I know.
horror.
I know.
Yeah, it's like they couldn't tackle
Curse
to
of the
save their
Mikes.
lives.
You know, I would say my third is the offensive line. Not as great this time. BB had some moments. Guyton got exposed. This one was not his best. The Dak was kind of, the pressure was quick on him.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I
agree
think he'll
with you.
get better. It was just a higher power defense for him.
And then
right
I'll
now.
compliment you. I'll also say the D-line is to blame. The D-line didn't get any pressure on Derek Carr, couldn't stop the run, didn't set the tone that they needed to for the game, and then left our corners out to dry, essentially.
Okay, so let's just.
They made Rashid Shaheed, was that his name?
Yeah.
Look fucking amazing.
Like Tyreek Hill?
Chris Olave. Like,
Yeah.
they all burned us.
Well, Olave, I'm not surprised because I looked at Olave last year and I was like, he replaced Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
But now he has a good complementary. It's not complementary. Well, I just dug into that. Okay, we don't have that. We really, if you're not going to Cooks, you have nobody else at wide receiver, and that's a problem. It's like 2 seasons ago. It's just CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, is it bad that I looked at the screen at one point and I'm like, why is Dak throwing to 83? I don't even know who 83 is. It's Brooks, by the way.
Yeah, who
But-
slipped and it's been all over the
Yeah.
place. Here's the thing about that. Clearly, we missed Jake Ferguson, for sure.
Yes.
And Dak even said it. 'Cause you couldn't go on.
Scootmaker did okay.
He did, but we quit going to him.
Yep, I agree.
We quit going to. We abandoned that. I'm going to say this. There's a couple.
How much of it is abandoning those players, or those players just didn't get open?
Schoon was open on that forced ball to CD. So was Turpin. But that's them forcing the money in the hand. And here's the thing. This is where I do blame with CD and Dak not being in camp together. There was that end zone that could have been clean. Believe me, next week they make that. But they have not had those reps. His reps have been with Tolbert. That's why the Tolbert pass, he had that beautiful catch to the numbers.
he did.
Cooks. But CD needs to be your guy where you have that go-to. He's got to be. And I think they'll get back to that. But there was that. I was like, yep, that's where you should have been in training camp. I saw someone post about that, and I agree.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I feel like guys who hold out just shoot themselves in the foot. Either they get hurt or they forget how to play football.
And you shouldn't hold out with the Cowboys because you're going to get paid. And
It'll happen.
overly.
Jerry just likes the drama. We've
He
learned.
does. It's in the script.
Yes, the script, for
But
sure.
I was going to say, what do you think about this? They're one-time deal because we've done this with Hilton and stuff because CD needs some help down the road.
Yep.
Jarvis Landry's out there.
I do like Jarvis Landry, and he's a good guy.
I would take him over Michael Thomas.
No, I don't want Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas
But
is like
Landry is a
problem.
guy that could be a good number 2. Tolbert's not there yet. He's number 3, but I want Landry in as soon as possible. I would be on the phone right now, and I'd bring him in. I'll also bring in Shaq Leonard. I know he's older veteran, but we need something like that on the line. And we missed out on him last season.
Yeah, I agree. I do think we need that veteran presence. I keep forgetting how young our team really is if you look at us across the board.
Even Eric Kendricks is not that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a veteran, he's been in a little while, but not as, I would think Tank is probably the oldest
Yeah,
in that.
Tank is your age, my age.
He's probably I may be older. I'm older. I'm Dust.
I'm going to guess he's like 34, 35.
I'm Kirk Cousins' age. But how are we going to counteract that run defense? It's the same question every season. What do? Mozzie's not the answer now.
No, there is no answer. I think it just comes down to how it's all schemed out, and it's not the right scheme that fits this personnel.
I don't put a lot of blame on Dak. He had that one move. He is limited to what he is given. He's given the playbook. He executes it. He had some moves. Now there were some bad bad non-penalties. That's not what cost the game. But I feel like if we had that run game going,
Yeah, I wish they would have stuck to the run longer,
but
for sure.
still, and also he doesn't play defense. Your defense, they need to stop.
They got burnt. They got straight toasted. It was really embarrassing.
So
and you're telling me a week ago, we're sitting here being like, we got a top 5 defense. We got a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
They couldn't defend a kid
But that's
on the
every
field.
beginning of the season. Remember, we beat the Jets, Giants, and Patriots, and then we saw the Niners, and you're like, because we couldn't stop the run, and we're going to have a lot of teams coming up, minus maybe the Giants and Washington, that have a very strong run game. And even if you beat some of those teams, that's why we lose in the playoffs. You can't go into the playoffs. Ask the triplets. Emmett was that X factor.
Asterisks on Washington, they actually do have a run game with Brian Robinson.
But
no, he's like a fantasy leader. Just saying.
Not the week we do.
Just saying.
By then we'll have Shaq Leonard.
Hey, look, it's my job to point these things out. I'm just saying.
But I mean, I feel that like we've gone so long that we haven't upgraded this, and like you have the cap space now. You made room. You can't tell me you can't go for a Jalen Wright and make a trade there somehow.
I know we talked about Jalen Wright out of Miami. Miami needs help as well.
But and they have enough running backs right there. Look at what the Packers did yesterday. Ran the ball 50 times, win. I mean, that's how you can help.
They ran all over Indy.
I know. They burnt calories yesterday. All that cheese.
Okay.
All right, I'll drink.
It's a pretty cheesy joke.
Hey.
I'm all the cheddar. Call me Cheddar Chuck.
Oi. Have you been to a Chuck E. Cheese recently, by the way?
Although, speaking of, this is good. The spinach artichoke. It's got cheese in it.
No, but seriously, have you been to a Chuck E. Cheese yet recently? Because
no.
I know you got young nieces and nephews.
No, I don't think they even know what a Chuck E. Cheese is.
So I went for one of Steven's students' birthdays this past summer. Not as fun as it was when we were kids. It's really disappointing, actually.
They used to be a competitor of mine back in the day when I ran parties.
Yeah, totally. But they took out the animatronics, so now it's just like a big screen TV.
I think those scared kids, though, especially Chuck.
The animatronics are like the classic.
I mean, I liked him.
That is what made Chuck E. Cheese Chuck E. Cheese, is you went to go see the rat play guitar or whatever it was.
Yeah, Grimace on the stage. It wasn't Grimace, but there was something that looked like Grimace on the stage.
Oh, I got a story about Grimace here in a minute. But, like, I was disappointed. And then, like, even the arcade portion, they cut it in half. Like, it's all space. They don't want a lot
I thought
of kids.
you, like, literally they cut an arcade in half.
No, they just cut the space in half. So they don't have, like, the real full jungle gym or anything like that. It's so disappointing. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out.
Well, I mean, that's a good point out right there because that's very cheesy. Yeah, this game was atrocious. I want to say I want to think what they can fix. I mean, we know, but are they going to fix it in enough time for the Ravens coming into town?
It's going to be very tricky because Baltimore does have a good defense. Not as good as they have been in the past, and they have lost 2 games in a row, so they are going to play desperate.
If you were to make a trade this week, because here's the thing. We play Baltimore, then we get the Giants, but then we get Steelers and Pittsburgh. And right
Pittsburgh's
now,
good. I told y'all to watch out for Pittsburgh.
Well, it's Mike Tomlin. He knows how to coach.
Yep, that's Coach Elite.
And then after that's Detroit at home, which can go either way.
I don't know. Detroit's really good. Even though they did lose to Tampa, whole thing.
Either way, now's the time to, I think, don't get started late. Like, I think you can make tweaks here and we can be back on track.
I think making a trade will come down to how Philly plays tonight.
But who would you trade away?
Who would I trade away?
Because now it can't be the whole Lance thing because Tyler Huntley is there. Because then you're just trading a third for a third. So,
I don't know. I feel like you can invest some of your draft picks. It depends on how much you're willing to lose.
What would you give up?
I don't know.
Fourth round? That you already give up? Third round?
Depends
fifth?
on for who.
I want a running back. We don't have speed.
Yeah, we have nothing.
Remember that double play again? Actually, it's funny. Alex, who sits next, says he's like, they're going to run that same play with Zeke where he dropped the ball. They're going to run it again. They ran it again. Boom. A couple years ago, Zeke makes that touchdown.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We need the speed. We have the power back. Donald's not like what Pollard. That was perfect. We need that. That's why I want like a Jalen Wright. We need a bullet.
I agree with you. I'm all ears there. I would also, like you said, be open to a wide receiver or even.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry, come on down.
Even then, there's a lot of tight ends that could be available too if you don't know
Jimmy
when Ferguson's
Graham.
coming back.
Jimmy Graham and Jake Ferguson?
Jimmy Graham's so washed. What are you talking about?
He can block. Hey.
He's not 40.
I think he's 36 like me.
Yeah, I think he's.
I'm looking out for us guys that are on the way out. No, well, what other tight end's going to be out there, though, that bring back? You know who you missed? Payne Hendershot.
No, you're not going to trade back for a player you got rid
No,
of.
but I'm just saying you would have missed that having that receiver. Can we bring back Daddy Dalton?
I mean,
He
Houston's
didn't
got,
get any
I was gonna
reps
say,
yesterday.
Houston has so many people on that team now that it might make sense for him to come back here. And
Actually,
he only has 1 year left on his
Blake
deal.
Bell there and Chiefs wouldn't be bad. I mean, there's some second out there. Make a trade for the Jets. Get Conklin.
Yeah.
Because he's a bigger, and you're going to need that to complementary Ferguson.
Complimentary Ferguson.
All right, here we go. So, all right. So, yeah. Horrible game.
Awful game.
No positives, minus Brandon Aubrey.
Just Brandon Aubrey. That's it.
How are the fits?
My household's in shambles, guys.
Hey, here was a win over Sean's outfit, his Western and cowboy outfit. I'll give that. I don't know fashion, but he came in for business. By the way, they didn't give him any wonders yesterday.
No, they did not.
And you need to use him so much.
Yeah. It's a whole mess.
I wish we can have something here, but it's bad.
All right, let's just do this. Let's stop talking about it. This is really just
Depressing.
lowered my mood. I'm gonna have more of my lion lemonade
Hey,
over
but
here.
cheers to Thirsty Lion right here.
All right.
This
so
is our therapy zone.
let's do this first. Monday Night Football about
Yep.
to kick off. You got Eagles and Falcons. How do you see
Take a
this
drink
one?
for saying kickoff. That was a pun.
How do you feel about this one tonight?
Yeah, must win from Atlanta, or the season's pretty much toast for them with the way the Saints and the Bucks.
By the way, who saw that coming with the Bucks and the Saints starting their seasons off so well?
Bucks, I'm not too surprised, but the Saints, yes.
I'm surprised with the Bucks because they beat Detroit.
Yeah, but I mean, they had a great game with them last year, and Baker Mayfield's having fun. Like, he has just that hustle. And
They said that
the
he's
Browns
like a
are kicking
total
themselves.
psycho now. Like, he's very locked in on a different level that he hasn't been ever in his time in the NFL.
Yeah, because he's got a 3-year, multi-million-dollar deal. He got Mike Evans back. That was huge. And honestly, he's having fun. All the distractions there in Cleveland, Carolina, you can tell, and that's what winning does. And they love him there.
Yep, they do.
And so
He really fits that culture
He
very
does.
well.
Well, you've been at Tampa
Yeah, I
a
know,
lot.
that's
He's
what
a
I'm
very
saying, yeah.
Do you think he would have been a good Florida quarterback?
Yeah.
Would you see him at UF?
I was gonna
Miami
say
or Florida State?
UF.
Yeah.
Definitely
He's definitely. He would be the wild Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
He's a vibe, but that's works for them. I mean, we'll see them and the Saints match up, but must win from Atlanta. I just don't know they get it done.
Yeah, I'm good. You guys good?
Good for right now, but here in a second. Shout out to our wonderful server over here, Patience, taking care of us. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a little rough night. They're there in Lincoln. That's not easy.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest places to place in.
But A.J. Brown's out.
Places to play in.
A.J. Brown is out.
Which I think is just precautionary. I think
Yeah.
if he had to play tonight, he would have played tonight.
Yeah.
But you're not going to risk one of your best players playing against a team that you're not too scared of.
So we talked about this last week with Atlanta. Kirk has a bad night. Penix starts next week.
I don't think he starts, but I think he comes in relief and gets a good chunk
But
of
there's
going to
be that conversation going.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up on Kirk just yet. It's only week 3.
I know, but there's going to be some panic. I mean, but what do you expect after Achilles injury, too? I think
Yeah.
the motions, and I hate to say it, put the age, but it's true, 36. I mean,
But I
for
mean,
anybody.
Aaron Rodgers had a really rough week 1 and then a really okay week 2. And
But
he's
Aaron
coming off the
Rodgers
same
is Aaron
injury.
Rodgers.
It's still an Achilles injury.
And I think the Jets have a better system, in my opinion, play.
I feel like the Falcons have more weapons than
Do
the
you?
Jets. Yeah,
you
I do.
You don't, Braylon Allen? Come in, Braylon, by the way. I wanted him. He got the number 0. Have you ever seen a running back wear 0?
I think a whole bunch of players are wearing 0 now.
I know. That's a basketball.
They unlocked it 2 seasons ago.
Somebody should be 00, like 007.
That'd be fun. You can wear a 00 jersey.
Rowdy does.
Oh yeah.
So there was some on the
I'm
fan they
so
were talking
scared of
about
Rowdy.
that apparently a player, but Bobby Belt wouldn't say wants a 00 jersey.
That's funny. I would do it. Just to be
Better not
different.
be Micah Parsons because I bought 2 of his jerseys and that's not cheap.
See, this is why I don't buy player jerseys. I don't like investing in specific players. You don't know how long they're going to be with your team. You don't know how long
You
they're
have a
going to be
Des
good
Bryant
for.
jersey.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't actually pay for that one. I won a contest.
I mean, Rayya got me mine and then I paid her back.
I won a March Madness competition, and I got a $75 gift card for Fanatics, and that's how I
You know
bought
what?
my
We need a
Death Bride
custom
jersey.
Cowboys jersey and put pouring takes on it.
We could.
And then we need a one for negativity called Cowboy Tears.
All the tears. I'll wear that
You know?
one.
Actually, Jake Paul's one yesterday looked cool. It was a custom one just made for him.
Uh-huh.
It was kind of cool. It looked like autographed.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw they put Mike Tyson in cowboy clothes too.
Oh, man. And with number 11, and they told Micah Parsons just let him have it. Let him have number 11. What do you... He
I
looked
would
all
be-
serious when
I
they
would
when
be
they called
so
it.
honored.
They said, give a round of applause for Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Mike's just like dead. He's in fight mode now. Like, it's scary. Like,
Well, he's got 2 months till that match.
yeah, November 15th, live on Netflix. And Jerry did the fake stare off. And Jerry's off. And I was like, no, they were like being serious, Jerry.
Oh my goodness.
Looked like Eastbound and Down. With Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I feel it in my plums. Plums. Bluish. Okay, we're not.
And now I'm traumatized. Thanks, guys. Okay,
All right.
so we both got Philly tonight.
Yeah.
Tanner, you got Philly tonight.
Who's playing?
Atlanta, Philly.
Oh, give me Philly.
Yeah.
Yep. we're
Give me
gonna
Philly.
roll with
Give me
Philly.
5. Give me. I just said a Metallica fuel.
Oh my goodness. Whatever you're on, I need.
I got here early. Whiskey.
Whiskey. Okay. Any other major week 2 takeaways you want to chat through? I know
Man,
we had some fun fantasy football things. What,
Houston, Texas defense is scary. I know it's a bit, but D'Amico Ryans.
that game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to
Well,
be.
yeah.
They still covered. I believe it was a 6-point spread.
Better week for Caleb this week. He made some good plays. Just doesn't have all the personnel around. Nico Collins, man. What a receiver. If you have him on fantasy, which I tried, if somebody took him.
Oh, Charlie, what if we traded for Tank Dell?
Yes. I would do it right now. With Nico, how well Nico is going.
They're not even
and
looking at
Diggs.
Tank Dell.
No, they're not. And CJ Straveby said that's his bestie apparently, but it happens.
Yeah,
CJ,
yeah,
that's the name of the game.
have
And you're
to break
good.
up
You're not.
sometimes.
Because he's not going to get any rest anymore with Nico and Diggs now, and then they're tight end and just the run game with Mixon. Thank God Mixon is okay. That ankle looked nasty.
Nasty. I saw
and
that.
That's my running back.
Those hip drop tackles are no jokes.
No, I want him out. It's just hard. Like it's the velocity on it. It's a torn ACL, broken ankle. You don't need to do it. Hey, if you want to learn how to kind of do it the right way, I can show you coming to wrestling practice, but you're not going to do it at that speed, and it's just not easy.
Real quick, Atlanta got Philly off the field,
Oh, there you go.
so no opening score
right.
for the Eagles.
Maybe we'll be
opening
wrong
drive
about
score.
this one.
Well, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that as it's happening.
Tank Dell, I like that. Cherry, pick up the phone.
Uncle Jerry, do you hear me? Okay, also, we mentioned this earlier, Chiefs and Bengals. That game came down to the wire with the Chiefs only winning by 1 point. That was a fun one to watch. It was good
Yeah.
to see Cincinnati have some life in them after a really dud of a performance in week 1.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate Anthony, the rookie, getting that penalty.
What is with teams getting these awful penalties when they just play Kansas City?
There is apparently some stat with Mahomes. Yeah, and Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift?
Because there is a stat about that. Someone said, have we not talked about the stat with Mahomes or how many his interceptions have been turned into defensive penalties? But I mean, at the end of the day, that's how you can't play them that close. But it was a way better game for the Bengals, but they are definitely in that position of in desperation.
And then the last one I'll call out from week 2 is the Vikings beating the 49ers.
Wow.
And the 49ers coming out of that game absolutely banged up, by the way. And they just announced it. Debo Samuel out for at least 4 weeks.
That's tough because now, you have Ayuk, but who's up next? You know?
They are very thin.
This was a Sam Darnold revenge game.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, he looks good, and that tells you about just sometimes the right system, Which obviously he wasn't going to get a fair shake in San Francisco as long as Purdy stayed.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty good.
Hey.
But I'm happy for Sam Darnold. He doesn't see ghosts anymore. He's grown up, and he's got Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones.
Man, I had the funniest joke about Minnesota Viking fans.
But now you can't joke about them.
They don't know how to clap because they clap.
It's okay. Well, they know how to go 2-0, and we don't right now.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, right now it's already a Minnesota miracle for them being up that But I mean, I think once again they have the arsenal. It's going to come down on Sam Darnold, and he played awesome yesterday.
And then outside of Alvin Kamara, any like major fantasy football standouts for you guys?
Well, my team sucks, but Cook, yeah. Oh, what a game on Thursday! We didn't,
I mean, yeah, I have Devon a chance, so yeah, I got a lot of points off that man.
Yeah. So I mean, Cook is awesome. Man, I didn't have a whole lot of luck. This is I'm 0-2. I feel you, Ravens, because I have the Ravens defense.
I am
tight end. And kicker.
Oh, you know who was really impressive? Brock Bowers, tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Vegas. I picked him up and I randomly put him in my lineup because of the A.J. Brown injury.
So how does that make the Michael Mayer draft pick last year look?
Yikes!
Yeah,
Right?
the one that we wanted too. Which, by the way, I would have taken I would take him for just because of that. Well, just because he's a big body, he's kind of like a Witten.
And he's on a rookie deal.
Yeah, bring him in. I mean, why not? I mean, you could have a competition, and if you can move Schoonmaker around. I mean, and our third tight end was injured too, John Stevens. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, was really unlucky.
I'm going to say because we just mentioned Bills and that, and we don't have to harp on this or talk because it's been talked, but it is close to home. Unfortunately, I watched it, to his injury again. Very Davison, we definitely hope here from the podcast he is doing well. What do you think should happen?
So I'm going to speak on a very personal level with this. As you know, my MMA days are over, not just because I blew out my knee, but because I also had a really bad run with concussions. And I believe the last concussion I had was probably the worst. Like, I will to this day tell you that last concussion was worse than knee surgery.
Yeah.
Because of the mental headspace you get put in when you go through head trauma. You sit there and you'll cry for no reason.
Yeah.
You doubt yourself and everything going around you. It's just like you enter this dark vortex and you don't know how to get out of it. So I can't imagine what he's going through. And on top of that, feeling the pressure of being a franchise quarterback, carrying a family, all of that stuff. I mean, I didn't have to worry about that, but it was still like, it's just a mental battle unlike anything else you will ever face. And we've had the same amount of concussions. He's at 4 and I'm at 4.
Well, and we've seen it majorly all around, especially you just mentioned because yours was from Comet Sports, and we've seen a lot. Chris Holdsworth, Ultimate Fighter winner, never got to step in the octagon because of major concussions. TJ Grant, another who was supposed to fight Benson Henderson, concussion. So we've seen a lot in the fighting. But, it's so obviously he as a player, as an athlete, as a lot of fighters too, are not going to want to make that decision. It's not easy, especially at 26, because you physically feel. But when you get that knocked out easily, it's just like we see in fighting. We always, you lose your chin.
Yeah.
It's over. And for him, Chris Nowinski, if you don't know pro wrestling, he was in pro wrestling 01, 02, and he's now a specialist in concussions because he had to quit pro wrestling because of concussions. And he said the way to his hand curled up, that's a knockout.
Yeah.
And how quick. Now, I mean, leading with your head, I mean, that was dangerous no matter what.
But if you look at the hit, it wasn't even a hard hit.
No.
That's the part that I don't think people understand. So my third and fourth concussions happened within a week of each other. The third one was the big hit. The fourth one, I just got touched in the same spot, and it dropped me. I instantly started crying, and then I cussed out my coach. And I'm not an verbally aggressive person.
Well, yeah, it's when you're that easily to just get rattled, you've been rattled enough. And look, I love what Tu's been able to do in the sport. I mean, last year was awesome. I mean, he did have a great season. It might not end the way he wanted to, but I mean, he was able to stay healthy. But unfortunately, your health is number one. I agree with Antonio Pierce. He can walk away. I know the money, him playing to him is more than the money, but you're going to live longer
and
than
you've got
playing
two
football.
little, I believe he has 2 little girls.
Does he?
I think so.
I'll say this, he can sing. And I put that, but I say this is because a lot of guys and girls in sport hold on longer when what's next and hold on too longer. And I think his ceiling is higher outside of football than in football because now it's only time. And I've seen so many horrible injuries in boxing because boxers, especially the ones that don't have the paydays, keep going on. And he's young enough to, we saw it with Luck, even with Megatron, cash out and there is a future there. I know it's easy for me to say because I'm not, but I've been around the sport of a lot of head injuries. I, too, am someone who have taken a lot and have seen it. I'd rather see Tua healthy and out and making a difference than we see a horrible story or long-term symptoms.
Yep, I agree with you. So I hope whatever decision he makes, I support it, but whatever leads to happiness in the long term is the way you really got to go.
He should be done this season.
I honestly don't want to see him play another snap.
No, I don't either, but, I mean, don't do what they did in 2022. I'm just saying that. I don't want to see him play again, but that's why in boxing you're suspended for 60 to 90 days.
I was going to say, like, when I got that last concussion, I didn't do any training for 6 weeks, and I remember I did a strength and conditioning session, and I was instantly dizzy.
Yeah.
I was just on the rower, like a basic row. I wasn't even pushing myself that
Yeah.
hard, and I could feel the symptoms 6 weeks later. So, I mean, just take your
well,
time.
we'll see what happens there, but we wish him the best. Not good. Scary. But Bills are now up 2-0, and we'll see. That division between them and the Jets right now is very interesting.
Yeah. All right. So let's change the pace here. Talk about something a little bit more exciting. Let's touch on week 3 a little bit. So we already talked about the Cowboys. I don't want to say anything more about the Cowboys, but let's see what else is going on around the league. Thursday night football, Patriots and Jets. Patriots have kind of shown that they are a better team than we all expected. Mm-hmm. They still lost to Seattle on Sunday, but
Seattle's a good team.
They made it a ball game.
Yeah.
And then they're playing a division game against Aaron Rodgers. These games are always so crazy. As of now, Jets are favored by 6.5. Thinking that's a little too generous. What do you think?
I think that's like the Cowboys Saints, although I don't think it will be a blowout by the Patriots coming back and blowing out the Jets. But, yeah, I mean, I think you got to give what Gerard Mayer has been able to do. It's impressive, and the Seahawks look really good. And actually, the Pats, like you said, controlled most of that game, a lot of that game. I mean, it's competitive, but they were a good leading. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, this guy's been in the league, and I mean, we saw what he did in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that maybe Miami should have been on the horn, and called, because I still believe in the guy. I think just having the right system. So I think it's going to be a tough battle.
And they want to play Drake May up there. Like, they want to.
Yeah.
And the only reason they're keeping Jacoby Brissett in is because they're playing well. But they're ready. They're ready to move on.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, Drake May is the future no matter what. And Jacoby's only on a 1-year deal anyways.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a good problem to have. Mm-hmm. And it lets Drake May gather some more insight and some knowledge. So when he does, you're going to have a little Archman in action.
Oh, gross. Let's not talk about Arch just yet.
Hey, he looked good, though. He looked good.
Here's another great matchup. Texans and Vikings. Somebody has got to go.
It's going to be the Vikings.
You think the Vikings are going to be the Texans?
Yes.
Houston's
defense.
currently favored by 3, by the way.
Defense. That's a big thing. That's the one thing Vikings. I know the Niners a little bit, but I think Houston has a better defense than the Niners right now.
I think Houston has a better offense than the Niners
now.
yeah,
too. Complimentary football.
Oh, my God. Get another phrase, Charlie Van.
It's not my phrase. That's standard. I'm just being basic Kellen Moore over here.
Basic
Give
bitch.
me a pumpkin spice latte. Seriously, give me one. I like them.
They're moving the ball, though.
They are moving the ball. But anyways, no, I think Texans are going to be – this is where the one for loss for the Vikings. But I don't think it's going to come easy.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Houston, even though they're playing in Minnesota. I just think Houston's the better football team. Skull! And then another one. We're loaded next week, by the way.
Like a baked potato.
Eagles and Saints.
Yeah, that's where is it?
In New Orleans.
Okay, that's going to be interesting. And Eagles will probably favored, right?
Only by a point.
You know what, though? But this is a different offense with Clint Kubiak. I'm going to roll with the upset with the Saints. Close game, though, especially in New Orleans.
I think we're all going to be rooting for the Saints just because it's the NFC East.
I think the offense has elevated with having the right mind in it. And that's what they've been missing since having a Sean Payton.
Yep, I agree with you.
Ooh.
You want anything else?
I'm good.
I'll take one more.
I see those gears turning. You can't make up your mind.
Dang, surprise me.
Between the two?
Yeah. See if I can guess it.
Oh my
that's what I do with
goodness.
beer.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, we're having fun here
This is fun.
because we're so grieving, even though we're moving on. We never move on. This is what Dallas does to us. But by the way, shout out again, Thirsty Lion.
Amazing hospitality. We're
Heck
having a
yeah,
great time
heck
here.
yeah.
Oh, look, Hot Quads is
All
running.
right, there we go. You're gonna drink to that. I'm gonna drink to not that because you said that.
Anyway, here's another interesting one. Panthers and Raiders. As we heard today, Bryce Young officially benched in Carolina for
Another
our
Daddy
friend,
Dalton and Andy Dalton. The Red Rocket, as he used to be called. That can go different ways. We're not going to get into that.
Now you drink. Ew, you didn't have to go there.
You
Andy
go to
Dalton.
a lot of places that are written in songs, Rayya, over here.
Anyway,
3 whiskey Charlie.
Yeah.
this is 3 Whiskey Charlie.
That should be a good name for a restaurant, 3 Whiskey Charlie.
That is a good name.
Anyone want to invest?
Uh,
No, it's going to be, it's going to be a long day for the Panthers.
Yeah, but I'm excited that Andy Dalton gets another shot
Yeah.
at being an NFL starter. I think Bryce Young does need that time behind a veteran.
Smith can do it, then Dalton.
Well, Dalton already had a career with the Bengals. They just wasted it.
They wasted him, and then but when he played here and he stepped in for Dak, he did really well as well. Also.
There's just no O-line that was healthy and no defense. It wasn't his fault. And he also got COVID too. It was just not fun for Andy Dalton. I was excited. TCU, go Horned Frogs, right?
Not this week. That is right. SMU plays TCU this
Are we
Saturday.
boulevarding?
We are boulevarding.
Before the midnight concert, Tanner, shout out the midnight and Chromeo.
Wait a
in town.
second. Are you going to the concert?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get him drunk and then drop him off to you.
Oh, wonderful.
You are
Or
so
you can
welcome.
come to the concert with us.
No, I'm not a concert goer. I'm a sports girly. I don't like
know.
concerts. Yeah. I don't know why. I get really overwhelmed.
I feel that.
I just
I wear
can't.
earplugs.
Yeah.
I
feel like
should
would
more.
Need that.
That's why I can't hear. Well, especially the factory. Not a bad spot.
I do like the factory.
But you do need earplugs.
No, I like country music concerts. I feel like it's just a better crowd for me.
Is it bad when you walk out of a concert, Tanner? I'm going to ask you now, and you don't have tinnitus the next day?
I wear earplugs all the time.
No, but when I don't?
Oh, dude, you can't hear anything.
No, but the next day, if my ears aren't ringing, is that bad, or did I just adapt, or am I have no hearing?
Huh?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh, did he get him?
I'll
Did he
never
pick him?
forget, I took my dad to
Oh, good defense
a
by the
Daylight
Falcons.
Industries show in Raven Charter at Curtain Club, and he texted me the next day. He's like, my ears are still ringing. Is this normal? I was like, yeah. Well, if you're me.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Tinnitus is forever. Protect your hearing.
yes.
Music is awesome.
Yes.
Music is awesome. And speaking of things that are awesome, Jalen Hurts just tried to throw a touchdown pass and was well defended.
There you go, Anna.
But they're going for it on 4th and 4.
Well, sure. They're going to. No, they
Let's
can't
see.
push this situation.
No, this is not a tush-push situation. Oh, calls a timeout. Looks like they were trying to
What do
draw
you think
offsides.
Jason Kelsey's thinking right now watching this? He's doing Monday Night Football.
Oh, I think he's having the time of his life. Did
Yeah.
you see the video of him dancing at the pregame?
Oh, I love Jason Kelsey. Yes, he's ready to just let it all loose.
Oh, he's living, every moment.
All right, so what's up next?
Those are the big games of the week. Just programming note, Monday Night Football next week has 2 games. They're not the greatest games. You got Jags and Bills will start at 6:30 our time, and then Commanders and Bengals will start at 7:15 our time. The first game is on ESPN. The second game is on ABC.
Nice.
I hate it when they do double headers on Monday night, by the way. I'm so against this. I think this is a terrible idea.
So, Rayya,
yeah.
we have to talk about them coming to town. I will be there again for the Ravens, desperate Ravens, because they are. 0-2, nobody would have thought that.
I'm listening.
Obviously, stopping the run is very concerning. Let's flip to the offense because I think that's going to be our most positive. And I'm going to say this: just the way the Ravens defense been playing lately has it's been subpar. So what do you do in this situation if you're playing coach to capitalize on what we've seen so far with it? What would you say?
I say it's a good day if you can just contain Lamar Jackson. Don't worry about sacking him, but if you can keep him to under 40, 50 yards, I'd be happy with that. Rushing yards.
Sorry,
that
I
is.
meant their Ravens defense as a Ravens defense holder has not been.
Oh.
They've been subpar. So I was saying like
I
our
thought you were talking about our
no,
defense against the
sorry.
Ravens.
I was saying we know how our defense is, but I agree with that point. But I think it's going to come. I think our offensive, unfortunately, are going to have to toe the line a lot more, and their defense has been a little subpar. So if you were playing coach, if you're Mike McCarthy, what are you doing with that offense?
You're
to
establishing the run.
Yeah.
And you have to. I'm sorry. I know we said Rico's RB1, but you let Zeke lead the charge.
I thought you said too.
I still think it's absolutely shit that he only got 6 carries in the game last week.
He looked good starting off too. Like he's not 2016, but he's got more of that power than Dottle has.
Yeah.
More of that experience.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to see?
Like you said, I just want to stop forcing the ball to CD. Like I've been saying that
Cooks.
for years, though.
Let Cooks cook.
Ew.
But he should. And Turpin.
It's
Turpin time. No Deuce Vaughn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't understand why we put Deuce Vaughn in. I don't.
You know one that I'm going to mention that I get excited when he's on the field and we don't utilize him, and you know who I'm going to say. Get the fullback involved. Seriously. Hunter Lipke, he is a bulldozer.
Throw it back to the fullback.
And you didn't do it. You did it. You did it with the Browns game. You've done it every time you've done it. It works because not everyone gets that and utilizes that. Come on.
I agree. I think that's a splendid idea, Charlie Van.
All right. It's the first one I had this week.
You know, it is Monday, so congratulations.
Thank you. I get a win.
You get a little win. So let's say, I forgot what the odds were. I don't remember. Hold on.
That's all right. DraftKings will tell us.
I got it right here.
Hey,
Baltimore's
wise man said
favored-
never tell me the odds.
Baltimore is
Name
favored
the
by
movie,
a
Tanner.
point. So this is basically a pick'em game.
I'm going to be optimistic, Charlie. And here's the only reason why.
It's Nick Foles.
Heck yeah.
Sorry, why did I get so excited?
And people are going to be like, you're too optimistic. And I'm not that optimistic. But at home, we're still like, that was our trap game. But we always beat the teams we shouldn't. And I'm more concerned about the Ravens being over 2. And here's the reason why. I don't think they've recovered from that AFC Championship game.
I think Baltimore redeems themselves. And I think this is a good thing in the long run. I think the Cowboys need to feel the pain of defeat, like really feel it. And I think it needs to force somebody's hand, whether it's Mike McCarthy or Jerry Jones, to make some sort of move. Because think about it. If we beat Baltimore, everyone's going to be like, everything's okay, guys. Guys, it was just 1 week. It's fine.
No,
Guys,
because I think
the
people
sky
are going
isn't
to
falling.
not give us credit. I think they're going to say something's up with Baltimore. I mean, losing to the Raiders. I'm sorry. I still think we were slightly better than the Raiders.
I told you in our preview episode that the Raiders were going to be scary under their new coach. And they brought in that awesome tight end and Gardner Minshew. You can't walk over the
What if
Raiders.
Dalvin Cook sits up? Dalvin Cook sits up?
I would love to see it. I would try anything at this point. But, like I'm saying, if we get away with a win against Baltimore, nothing's changing.
I'll give the extra X factor. I've never witnessed a game, and I go to more games than anybody that's a Cowboys fan. I've never been at a game that I've ever attended where they've back-to-back losses at home. Never. So we'll see.
Get ready to live.
We will see. I think the best kicker on the field is going to be Brandon Aubrey.
I agree. Justin
Tucker's broken, but that's going to come down to one of the reasons why I think they could lose.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than you think it's going to be.
So what's your final pick?
I'll be the good guy because I want good juju here, and I'll say it's going to come down to a field goal, and it's going to be Brandon Aubrey, and Justin Tucker is going to be dust in the wind, which sucks because I have him.
So is your shot take that Brandon Aubrey wins the game and that Justin Tucker misses at least 1 kick?
Yes.
Wow. Look at that.
I'll just say my shot take in general is Brandon Aubrey's the best kicker. Like he makes that 60 shot, and Justin misses a 54.
A 60 shot. Why does
But he
that
missed
sound
a
like
52
porn?
on yesterday. And he used to make those. Okay, well, you drink because you brought it there. I just was talking about how we're going to kick it. Like a Beastie Boys song. Kick it.
It's going to be another blowout.
Ravens by
14.
2 touchdowns.
That's it.
All right.
Do you want to contribute a shot take as well?
Yeah.
Book it down.
What would you like your shot take to be?
Ravens and 2 touchdowns. I thought that was it.
Oh, that's your game pick. But if you want it to be your shot take, that's fine.
All right, that's all.
All right. If he's wrong, he has to drink Malort.
Ew. He's going to quit. You know that? One day you're going drive him so crazy he's going to quit.
No, he's put up with me for over 14 years.
Oh my goodness. I am going to also say Ravens, and I don't think it's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to be 2 touchdowns. I'm going to say by a touchdown.
By a touchdown.
I think the Ravens are going to pull out some stuff because they need to pull out some stuff. They need a win
Like
right
what
here, right
kind of
now.
stuff? Like stuffing? Like on Thanksgiving?
Okay, too far. Too far. No,
I'll
no,
tell you
no.
what's a shot take. Lamar Jackson has at least 1 rushing touchdown.
Well, that's probably going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, I
That's
think
gonna-
so too.
He's more of the running back than Derrick Henry right now, in my opinion.
I think Isaiah likely returns to form, and they utilize him.
He's going to be a more likely form. Yeah.
Charlie, you need to beat us here more often. You're in a rare mood.
Yeah, you really are. You're like lit tonight, and that's fine.
I'm
It's
in
all good.
because I'm wearing a Dallas Stars polo, by the way, preseason this weekend.
Yes, it is. I can't believe
Um,
hockey season's right around the corner.
Here's the thing: if you don't live in a negative mindset all the time, let the Cowboys ruin your week, you're good.
Oh, the Cowboys
like-
have ruined my week.
I'm like the Men in Black, the dealer. Yeah. I do that to myself after every Cowboys game.
Based on that alone, I was going to say, based on that alone, which one of us drank more this weekend, him or me?
Nope, you did.
I know I did. I did outdrink him this weekend.
I was professional. I knew we had a podcast today.
Oh, no. Anyway, let's move on to this. UFC 306.
Yes.
Quick shout out
Oh,
to
I didn't have a shot take. We didn't do our shot takes. You got
did.
his shot take. Where's my shot?
Yours was about the kickers.
Oh, it was. Okay.
And I said mine is going to be Isaiah Likely. We'll get at least 2 touchdowns. He'll be back in rare
See,
form.
Tanner, this is why I don't go to why you wear the earplugs.
Oh, here it is. Ready for your taste
Appreciate it.
test?
Oh, All right. So, Patience over here, I said surprise me because I'm indecisive. I had an old-fashioned, before we started the podcast, I had the Sazerac, right?
Sazerac.
Right. Tomato. We're going to see which one. I usually can do this with beer.
It's very important.
Your life is depending on this.
That tastes more like an old-fashioned. Dang it!
Oh!
That means I have to take a Cowboys Tears shot again.
Oh, God, you're drunk.
You are getting lit tonight. No. I'm okay. Thank you. You've got like the opposite end of the
Hey, we're
spectrum
at
for
the
what?
Thirsty Lion. So thirsty.
You've got like the super, super drunk one and like the one that's
don't
still
put that up.
recovering
Hey,
from the
hey,
hangover.
That's not good PR there. Now say the super drink. I'm just feeling good. I'm having fun. It's Monday night, and I'm chilling with Wiz. Man, I can't believe To be honest, like I've only had a Sazerac maybe twice, so and there are similarities to an old fashioned.
Hey, man, no judgment here.
Well, speaking of whiskey adventures, again, we were at Maple Landing watching UFC 306
Yep.
this past Saturday. And thank you again to Maple Landing and our friends and fam who showed up and supported us and did this whole watch party. We had so much fun. We cannot wait to do it again. We've got some really cool content from that night dropping very soon this week. But how beautiful of a spectacle was UFC 306? And I'm not even talking about the fights.
Oh, well, they're going for an Oscar and an Emmy. Oh, sorry. They're going for an Oscar and an Emmy. I mean, the visuals of that, I've never seen anything like that. And they said you've never seen anything like that. The presentation, well done, UFC. I wish I was there in person.
I love that they dressed up the ring girls. Like, they had
Yes.
different outfits for, like, different, like, parts of the show. So they had women in, like, the traditional Mexican outfits. They had, like, at one point, one of them was, like, a robot. I don't even know what that was all about. But
No, that was just me being funny.
No, they called. I listened to
Oh, I
Good
said
Guy,
it
Bad
was-
Guy on the way here.
I
and that's what
saw.
he
I
said.
said there's C-3PO. They're in gold.
Well, she was, like, in gold body paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
it
mean, I
was really
couldn't
cool.
tell, but it looked awesome.
I mean, you could tell they thought about every single detail when putting that production together. So that was really cool to see.
No, it was that. I love the hologram. The tell of the tape was awesome. I wish they could have a way to do more of that, but
Well, I think this is going to spark something because
Yeah.
I don't think they expected it to go this well. I think a lot of people were expecting Dana White and the production to fail, that they weren't going to be able to live up to like the potential that they set for themselves, and they exceeded it. I mean, they brought in $22 million alone that night.
yeah, he said someone came up to him and said, I won't use the phrasing because I'm good. I don't need a swear jar.
Rude.
They need to do something for 4th of July. And how about International Fight Week in the Sphere?
I think this has to be a staple. I think they
Yes.
need to do a yearly spot at the Sphere and have it be the biggest fight. And International Fight Week is normally the biggest fight.
And I know it's expensive, but you're only doing once a year, you
Yep.
know? And
it pays for itself. If you're
yeah.
making $22 million
yeah.
with a sellout, that should be enough to pay it off.
No, for sure. No, I just loved everything about that. The production. I mean, the fights were great. Even though all the main card went the decision, half of them could have been fight of the nights. A majority of them
Yeah,
fight
definitely.
of nights. Even the second fight of the night, I forget the two fighters' names, didn't start off great, ended like rock'em
That
sock'em.
third round was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're
It's
talking
almost
about.
like they told both fighters, "You're losing," which they might. I mean, it was so
was-
close and dull at first, like paint dry, like we weren't really watching. And then the third, we're like, "Oh my gosh!"
They had our attention, for sure.
What was your favorite fight?
I'm going to just say Valentina and Alexa, and I feel like everybody is going to hate me for that because it didn't have the action that the previous
Dana
iterations
wasn't
of
a
the
big
fight.
fan of the.
But I think it was just such a well-executed game plan by Valentina. And it was very Khabib-esque, might I add, and people love Khabib.
Or Islam now.
Yeah, Islam.
Mine was the first fight of the night. Ode Osborne and I forget Rodriguez, because Rodriguez was literally knocked out and then got put in a triangle. And I mean, he looked like he was knocked out, going to be choked out. Weather the storm, had a really good second round, back and forth third round to win the fight. And, you know, the main event, you got right. Merab.
I did. I told you crazy has to beat crazy.
Well, and the one thing is he started off strong right away. He didn't take any shots, which is perfect.
What do you think about him kissing Sean's back?
Yeah, well, I think that was revenge of apparently Sean's coach, Tim Welt, was like,
Yelling?
and he's done this with Aljamain. He
Yep.
barks out orders to the opponent to throw them off, which with Aljamain, like, I mean, they didn't call that out, but Merab saw it, and he called attention. Herb Dean was not a fan. But,
Oh my God, Herb like immediately shut that stuff down. Like he was like, "This is
but
not
really,
happening in
you
my
need to get
octagon."
more to Welch because that should not be happening. But it didn't matter. Merab didn't throw Merab off because he is kooky, but he's so good with what he does in that wrestling. And that was going to be the story of the tape. Like, if Sean couldn't get going on the air or connect, I mean, it was going to be Merab
And
all
you
day.
could see Sean's frustration
Yeah.
as he got deeper and deeper into the fight, the fourth and fifth rounds. You could tell Sean was getting frustrated with Merab and himself because he just couldn't make anything happen.
Well, we saw it with, honestly, you know, we watched it, the Peter Yan. Oh, thank you. All right, some more Cowboys Tears here because I can't guess a great bourbon drink.
Oh my goodness.
But hey, a very good, well-crafted, once again, great craft cocktails here at
Yes.
Thirsty Lion. But we saw with Peter Yan being able to take the takedown. And I was like, if Merab, I'm not surprised by Merab. I think I only went with O'Malley because I know how slow Merab can start with that. But he had the perfect game plan that night. And shout out to his corner. He didn't get as loosey-goosey as sometimes he can get to let himself to be in trouble.
Yep.
So it was a great night.
I agree. I had so much fun, and like I said, Maple Landing was so great with us. Looking forward to doing more fight watch parties over there. Is there anything else on the docket for today, Charlie? We've talked all about the Cowboys and UFC.
I'm excited for the Penguin on HBO, or now Max. Sorry, I always call it HBO Max. Coming out this week. I'm excited
Oh, that
for that.
is this week.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm a big Batman fan. I just kind of love the whole mob, Sopranos Penguin style.
Okay.
I know you're excited for the Marvel.
You read my
yes.
mind. I'm excited for Agatha all along.
On,
That's on
Disney
the
Plus.
18th on Disney Plus. Yep.
What about you, producer Tanner? Show's coming up. What are you excited for?
I've been watching a lot of football. That's pretty much all I've got going on. I'm in 3 fantasy leagues.
That's
so I
a
gotta
lot.
keep up.
I am also in 3 fantasy leagues, and I feel your pain.
I'm the commissioner of 2.
I don't know how you do it.
It's too much work. But I love them.
Yes.
I try to make it an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
Where are we next week, Charlie?
So next week, we're still to be determined for next week, but we're trying to work it out. We could be at Good Surf.
Nice.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Ready to see me and Charlie on a surfboard? That's going to be funny.
I would love that.
Are there waiver forms on there?
Hey, waiver drink.
There you go.
Taylor's
I need to get
just
some
about
players
had
on
it.
the waiver wire right now because my fantasy
Waiver
team is
wire
terrible.
wire.
No wonder why I was power ranking 11th.
All right, let's wrap it up.
All right,
All
here
right. I was going to
Here you
say.
go.
All right, so next week we may or may not be at Good Surf, but we'll keep you guys posted. But thanks again for tuning in. You can find us on our website, pouringtakes.com. It'll link you to all of the channels where we drop content.
And thank you again to Thirsty Lion for having us. Great place. Once again, come out. Happy hour every day. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, trivia. Come by 7 to 9. Until next time.
Cheers, y'all.